Hey everyone, Joe here. Well, today I got a hands-on review of Aurora HDR 2018 by MacFun Software. Now, this is a wonderful photo editing application that I use. I really do enjoy it, and I'm really excited to see it finally make its way to the Windows platform. Now, I'm going to show you the Windows version, but do keep in mind a couple of the features like lens correction and stuff, and some of the lens transform tools haven't made it into the Windows version yet, but MacFun has said those features will make it into the Windows version by the end of the year, but they are already available in the Mac version. That said, I have three types of photos I want to show you to kind of give you an idea of what the software can do and let you decide if the software is right for you or not. Now, I got a 5 exposure bracketed image I'm going to show you doing regular HDR. I got a single photo that I'm going to show you, kind of show you how you can edit stuff. And if you don't want to go into, say, bracket your photos and stuff, but you still may want to use some of the features you see in this program. And I even have a portrait. Now, this software isn't advertised to edit portraits and stuff with, but it has a lot of features I think work quite well. And me, my own personal use, I actually do like it for editing portraits as well. So that said, let's get in here and open Aurora HDR 2018 and start editing some photos. Okay, so when the software first open up, you got a small little screen here. It says Aurora HDR 2018. You got option to open some sample images in case you want to test it out first, or go ahead and click open and open some images. Now I already have some TIFFs exported here because I exported them out of Lightroom. That way I can do my lens corrections and stuff before, because like I said, the Windows version doesn't have those features added just yet, but they are coming. So first ones I want to do, I got these 5 bracketed photos here. I want to open these up and show you how we can kind of go through and do a quick edit. Now, do keep in mind there are so many features and so much I want to show you that I'm not going to be able to cover everything in this video. So anyway, go ahead and click alignment. Got an option here to also do ghost reduction. It automatically chooses the -2 EV one, which should be the faster exposure, but I'm going to go ahead and choose the normal exposed one and the amount of medium. You can also click on remove chromatic aberration, but I've already did that before I exported them. There's really no need. But since I was hand holding these, I am going to click on alignment. Now, this video isn't a tutorial, but I'm just trying to explain some of the features to kind of get you a better idea of what the software can do. So let it go through here and align these right quick. This one really won't take too long. It's quite fast. I'm already doing the ghosting. And from what I can tell also, that Aurora HDR 2018 version has got some speed improvements over the previous version. Now, a lot of people complained before that it runs just a little slow, but it actually has got some improved in speed just a little bit, so I'm really happy to see that. Okay, wonderful. Let's go over here. Let's just kind of stretch this program out here across the desktop. And of course, we can see we also have some presets and stuff down here if we want to start. We got our bright one, a HDR look one, HDR look number 2, and we got a lot of different categories and stuff. Now you can buy other presets to come with it, expansions and stuff. So it really depends on what you want to go with. You choose the presets, however you want to do this. I'm going to click on, let's find one here. Let's just say creative drama, maybe. That looks like a good one to start with. And after you choose the presets you want, like I said, you don't even have to choose presets. You can just automatically skip that, go straight on doing your own editing, and you can even create your own presets. All right, let's hide those. But it's easy just to find one that kind of works the way you want to start with. Then go in and fine tune it. It's sort of the faster way. And since this isn't an actual tutorial, just me showing you and demonstrating the program to you, that's what we're going to do today. Okay, let's start over here on the side. Now, we've already got HDR Basic. And a lot of these tools are very much similar to what you would find in Adobe Lightroom. So if you've ever used Adobe Lightroom before, you're going to feel right at home using this program. Okay, so we got HDR Basic here. You got temperature tint. That's for your white balance. You got exposure, contrast, and HDR Enhanced. Now, HDR Enhanced is like clarity, but it's more refined than say Lightroom's clarity. So you can do a lot more with it, and the way it handles images, I think, is a little bit better. So you can adjust the HDR enhance all the way down, and you can see it kind of smoothens up a little bit, or you can bring up a lot of those details. Now this brings up a lot of the details without making the image, very harsh. Now you got another one here called Smart Tone. Now what Smart Tone is, it's basically a combination of your highlights, shadows, whites, and blacks all mixed in one. But what it does is when you adjust the Smart Tone, it keeps from breaking out one or the other. So if you want to just kind of do a quick, kind of like exposure in a way, except it's not exposure. It automatically got its own built-in algorithm to kind of adjust the highlight shots, shadows, whites, and blacks individually, kind of in a way. Let me show you. The best way to explain something, show you. So we pull Smart Tones all the way down and see it darkened the image down, but didn't break anything out. It didn't darken the darks too dark, and didn't, but it still pulled down the highlights pretty good. Now if you go the other direction, as you can see, it didn't break out the highlights, but it brightened up the shadows quite a bit. So it's really good at that. Now, that's why if you're not really all that familiar with adjusting the highlights, shadows, whites, and blacks, Smart Tone can be an easy way for you to fine-tune those without having to know more about it. And of course, it does have the highlights you can break down yourself, and you do automatic adjustments, shadows, whites and blacks, just like you would find on in Lightroom. So you can adjust those yourself if you want to. Then we go down here, we have saturation and vibrance, just like you'd find in Lightroom. But now we also have one here for color contrast. That way you don't have to worry about the regular contrast in the image. You also have one dedicated to color, which is also an improvement. Now here's one thing I just enjoy so much, and this is structure. And structure really helps you pull out those details and in such a much better way. And not only doesn't have structure, it has normal structure and microstructure, which can be great. Doesn't matter what type of photos, you can really bring out certain details in the image without breaking out other details you may not want in the image. So let's just bring up HDR structure and see how it really adds contrast to a lot of those details. It's very much like clarity, but more refined. And of course you have microstructure, which is more the finer details. That way you more gets more detail out. I just really do like it. I actually, to be quite honest with you, on the photos I'll show you here in a little bit, I actually like using microstructure a lot on hair. For example, when you're doing like portrait editing, to actually pull out detail in the hair and stuff. I really do like that a lot. And now we got HDR denoise. So if you want to get any kind of noise coming up in the image, you can denoise it right here. Now we have another tool called image radiance. Now image radiance are really bring out some of the bright areas, make them kind of glow. It's not the same as glow, but it kind of brings out a lot of those brightness while darkening in other parts of the image. So we pull up the image radiance here, and you can see kind of makes everything, the sky and stuff, but kind of darken everything else in. Now I'll get into more in this one in a few minutes when we get over to one of the other photos I got, which is actually of a street photo at night, where image radiance really adds a lot. Anyway, we got polarizing filter. Now this photo was taken on a cloudy day, as you can see the clouds and stuff, so there's no blue skies and stuff. But if you're working around any kind of blue skies and stuff, and you didn't happen to take a photo with the polarizing filter to get a proper non-polarized image, this can kind of work, and it works really well. Now it's not going to eliminate spectral highlights on water, but if you don't have those, then this will work just fine. I don't think any problem whatsoever with it. And then we got HDR details boost, which also helps. It's also bring out more of the details and stuff, which also works really nice, especially when you got stuff that's got a lot of detail in it. But it may make things too harsh. Really depends on what you're going for. And you can even choose to lower those details to make stuff smoother. Say if you want to go out for an oil type painting look. And of course you got protection and masking stuff too. Now here's another one that I really do like. It's called Glow, and I'll show you more about this one also. This is kind of like adding haze to an image. So you can really make something like glow. If you really want to make something look like the skies, got a lot of fog and mist and stuff in them, well, glow can do that. And of course, it has other uses also, but that's just one of the ones I think it really does good. Is kind of give the image a real soft, misty, ethereal look to it and feel. Okay, now we got what's called top and bottom tuning. Now this is kind of like an ND filter in a way, and you can adjust this for exposure. I can pull down the top more, and we can see if I can pull up the contrast, lower the contrast, even choose the blend, or make the line really hard. This is like if you wanted to use like an ND filter but didn't have one, this would kind of simulate it for you. So that really works. And of course, you can adjust the bottom or the top individually. Also, let me show you here. I'll make the blending really hard here. Here we go. As you can see, you could also rotate that also. You can rotate it, shift it left, up, or down. So that really does help with that, to kind of get the angle and stuff where you want it. Let's just reset it. But you can use that one. Now, don't get confused. You still have your own ND gradient filters and stuff for this one, which we'll get to in just a moment. Now, also, we have tone curves. So we have tone curve here. We're going to bring up the tones, kind of give it more of a matte feel to the image. You can adjust your own tone curve and stuff. And, of course, you can do it all the colors together, or you can do it individually, red, greens, and blues. And of course, we have HSL, just like in Lightroom. So you have your hue, your saturation, and your luminescence. And you can adjust those any way you want to. So right now, it's got the saturation of red boosted too high. We can lower that, lower the reds. And of course, you have the luminance and hues. And also, we have the one called color toning. Now, this is just like Lightroom split toning. So if you really want to make the brights with the highlights, really cool, we can pull up to like 228 for the blues, pull up the saturation, make the skies really blue and stuff. Or you can mix them any way you want to. Of course, you got the balance. It's just like in Lightroom, so it's really, really good. Now we got another one here, dodge and burn. Now, you can do this on a brush on an adjustment layer if you wanted to. But if you just want to do a quick dodging and burning and don't feel like messing with layers, it's a quick one. You go lighten, darken, erase. You can choose your strengths, your size of the brush. So pull it up here, go to lighten. Got that done. I can lighten down here if I want to. So you can see it brighten that up at the bottom. But if I want to do like darken, I can go straight to the skies and kind of darken that down. Of course, you got erase. You can erase all of it, or just completely hit reset and get rid of it all. And click done when you're done with that one. So you got a quick dodge and burn tool. And of course, you got your vignetting, just like the normal post-crop vignetting in Lightroom. So you got that. Okay, so we went through all these tools and thinking, well, that's wonderful. But guess what? You have layers. And layers are a big thing. So, for example, I can go over here and I can click on new layer and add adjustment layer or new image layer. Now, new image layer lets you automatically pull in another image you've done previously edited and let you do like blending and stuff because it has blending modes. So you can go up here, you got your normal, your darken, your multiply, your color burn, light, and screen, all the same ones that you're normally used to using in other photo editing apps. So you got that. But when you also create this, you can click on here and you have options. You got your brush, gradient filter, radio filter. So I can see you click on the gradient filter here and I can drag. Let's see, pull it this way. And let's pull our exposure down. I think I may have that backwards. Yeah, let me pull it around. There we go. So we can adjust our gradient filter. So if you really want to use one of those instead of the other one I showed you earlier, you can. You got this. So you got that. And the thing is, unlike Lightroom, when you only have a certain amount of things you can do within those filters, you have all the tools here to the side that you just previously used on global editing. You can use them individually in the photo, in these gradient filters or your brush tools. So you're not limited. You can use all of the tools you have at your disposal in this. So that's really, really, really nice. Just click on done here. And like I said, also you can use a brush if you really wanted to. So like I said, click on there again and go gradient filter, or I can go here to brush, and I go to brush and also erase areas if I wanted to where that filter was. So yeah, works really, really nice. Or a radial tool also. So I really, really do like that. And of course you got brush sizes, you got your softness, you got your opacity you can choose. Or you can just click on pre-made brushes too. So this works really nice. And click done there. So anyway, that's HDR editing. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this photo look fancy. I'm just using it to demonstrate to you. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and open up another one here, and I'm gonna open up a night photo. And I'm gonna open this up. Now I'm gonna turn off tone mapping. That automatically comes up because I don't like tone mapping. That's my own personal taste, but you may have your own personal taste. And you can have it remove back aberration if you wanted to. But I'm just going to go ahead and click create HDR. Now, it's really not creating an HDR, but it's got to bring up an image for you anyway. So let me go ahead and pull up some presets here. And I have offset all the presets before you can use on this. So if you don't want to, say, get in here and, oh, didn't mean to do that. Here we go. Here we go. So if you didn't want to get in here and actually do any of the other stuff, you can. Let me see here. All right. Let's go ahead and make sure everything's reset to all. And I'm going to go ahead and show you, kind of retouching this a little bit. First, I want to adjust temperature just a little bit, cool it down just a little bit. I think it was just a little too warm. Now I'm going to go down here to tone curves right quick. I'm going to adjust my tone curve to give this image a real matte look. And I'm going to show you how you can create like a cinematic styled image out of this right quick. Let's pull those over just a little bit right there. Now, I think that's looking about right. Maybe too much. Pull it down just a little. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, see here the glow. I'll show you all that in just a minute. Let's go over here to where I want to go. Yeah, I want to drop the saturation just a little bit. And the vibrance just a little bit too. That'll work pretty good. Now I want to find color toning. That's what I was wanting. Let's turn the highlights here. Something kind of like a warm yellow. An orange color. And let's bring this up just a little bit. But now I'm going to pull the shadows over here to about around 240, which is now 230-ish. Nice, good blue. And let's pull up that. It's going to make those shadows very blue. Now, as you can see, that's starting to look really, really good. And of course, you can adjust balance on that if you want to, or you can even adjust the amount overall added, which is really, really nice. So, yeah, let's pull that on up there, about where I want it. Good, let's give me a nice, cinematic look. Now I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to pull up Smart Tone just a little bit. That way it pulls it up just a little bit brighter, but not breaking anything out. HDR Structure. I'm going to pull that up a little bit. Bring out some of those details. Microstructure. Now here we're going to start messing with image radiance. That'll bring things too dark, but I'm not going to use that one just yet. Let me go ahead and add glow. And that'll give it a little more of a misty look. If I pull up too much, you get too much misty looking. This is going to add some atmospheric look to it. And if I bump the image radiance just a little bit, it kind of piggyback on that, giving a nice, misty, hazy look. Very subtle, but I do like it. And of course, you can also just go ahead and create an adjustment layer. And let's go over here to image radiance. And let's pull up that quite a bit. Now, Click on that, open up our brush here, and let's change the size and stuff on this brush. About right there. Now we do that, and we're just going to create a masking layer so we can brush that on areas that we want to. Actually, we're doing it reverse. And we also have an undo tool. Of course, you got a history tool in case you did it wrong, just like I did. And we want to go to paint. There we go. Let me see. Did I do that one right? I think I did that one wrong. Let me delete that layer. Click the minus tool. That'll get rid of the layer. Let's add it back again. Let's try this one more time. Add adjustment layer. Okay, image radiance. There, now I get add paint tool. There we go. Now it's working more right. There we go. I think that's working. Anyway, you gotta play around with it, get the tools just right the way you want it. So yeah, that adds that if you wanted to. Let me see what else do I want to add here. Maybe a little dodge and burning. Maybe. Let's just add a little vignette. But as you can see, that you can do it many things with this software to get your own look going. Let's say even do the HSL here. Say we want to bring up the oranges a little bit and the reds. Want to pull down the greens, but keep the aquas and the blues up and pull down the god awful magenta. You get a really nice cinematic look on this, photo and stuff. All right, so let's go put one last image here. I don't know this video is getting too long. And make sure I uncheck tone mapping. And like I said, this is a portrait. Let's go ahead and click on Create HDR Portrait. Pull that. Okay, here we go. So now we have the photo opened up. Let's do some editing, say up to a portrait here. Okay, now the first things I want to do is I want to just go ahead and take my highlights down just a little bit. Or do I want to bring those up, brighten the skin up? Put the shadows down, pull the whites up, and blacks I think will be just fine. And I guess that about right. I think color here I'm going to pull down about 2. Desaturate the color just a little bit, about -4 on both. HDR structure, not going to add that yet. Image radiance, I think I would want to add that yet, just a little bit, make the skin kind of glow. Works pretty good. Polar filter, obviously not. Glow, not going to add that yet. Let's go ahead and do our tone curve here. As everybody probably noticed, I like adding a matte look to images. Okay, got that done. Let's pull that down just a little bit. Okay, it's looking pretty good. I think my contrast may be a little high. Let me adjust the tone curve here with the S curve. I think that'll work right now. I can lower the contrast overall up here. I think I got it fine. Let's just go ahead and double click on it, zero it out. Now you can add clarity if you wanted to, but I'm not going to add clarity because I don't like adding clarity to portraits. But I got those looking pretty decent. Let me just adjust the smart tone here just a little bit. Pull it up. Yeah, that works pretty good. So now, got our basic edit done. Let's go ahead and add an adjustment layer. And let's soften up some skin. Now, I really do like this glow and the image radiance and all that because it can add like an audit effect stuff, which really does good for skin separation. So you click on that. Actually, click Control Z. Undo what I just done. Click on the brush. Image radiance. About 23. Yeah, just brush it in on the face and the skin. I go down here and add a little glow also. Make that skin nice, bright, very bright, really stand out, like it's got a lot of life to it. All right, got that done. And let's go ahead and click on add new adjustment layer. And let's zoom in. Pop, pop. Here to the eyes. Now, so yeah, like I said, you can do this for eyes also. Let's go ahead and do an exposure of, say, plus 1/3 stops, what I normally go for. There, 0.33. And let's drop that saturation down quite a bit. And we see it's affecting everything. But as soon as I start getting over here to the brush, let me adjust the size. Good, wonderful. I'll go in here and paint that in just the eyes. So remove any kind of eye redness and stuff. Wonderful. And let's click on new adjustment layer. And while we're still working on eyes, let's bring up the exposure 0.33. And let's add a little bit of saturation. And kind of paint that in the pupil areas here, the eyeballs, retina, what we call it. Kind of make those eyes stand out. Wonderful. Click done on that. Now let's drag the image down just a little bit because I'll work on the eyes some more. And let's click on add new adjustment layer. Now I'm going to bring down exposure just a little bit here, about 0.33, kind of dark, because I'm going to be working on the eyebrows and the details around the eyes. So now I also do want to bring up HDR enhance and also a little microstructure. So let's click on the brush tool and brush that on the eyebrows. Brush that in there around the eyes. And if it isn't enough for you, you can bring it up also. Let's see, bring down exposures a little bit more. Darken those in. So get a nice, yeah, about one stop worked good there. Which works really, really nice. And let's add a little glow to the lips here. So the final retouch for this image, let's go ahead and add new adjustment layer. And let's pull up the vibrant stuff. And also, yeah, little microstructure here. Wonderful. Just paint that on the lips. And click done. Now let's zoom back out here to normal size. Zoom back out. Here we go. So, you know, it works pretty decent as a photo editing app. So let's do it before. So here's what it looks like before I started editing, after I started editing. And of course, you can always go through all these layers and adjust the layers. And you can also, when you go, let's say, go from layer 5 to layer 4, it shows you what everything from layer 4 on to the start looks like. And if you want to see what everything, it works pretty decent. So, yeah, pretty decent there. Hey, like I said, do you like the program or not? It's really going to depend upon you. I really do like it. I really do like the way it works. And I'm going to be using it quite a bit because I think it adds a lot to my photo editing toolkit, which is very important to me. So like I said, there before, after, and that's a portrait. And this software really wasn't designed around portraits. So it's very, very versatile. And anyway, I know this has been a long video talking, showing you the tools and stuff, but it's just a lot in this program to really show you, to get you an idea. I know it's like 30 minutes almost now for this review, but here's my final verdict on this software. I really, really, really do like this software a lot. And I really do appreciate MacFun, sending me out an evaluation copy, to kind of do a review and stuff on. I do appreciate that out. And I've already purchased my own personal copy, so I'm waiting like everybody else for it to come out. The evaluation copy they sent out to me, I can't save or anything, but it does let me demonstrate all the features and stuff that you're going to find in the final version. And like I said, I'm really happy with this software. It works exceptionally great. It has all the tools that I've been wanting and needing, into that Lightroom's missing. So, do I recommend it? Heck yes. And matter of fact, I'm actually set up with MacFun as an affiliate partner. So if anybody's interested in software and do want to help support this channel, do check the description below. And if you normally watch my channel and stuff, this is the software that I will be using in the next foreseeable future to do all my major editing stuff to my portraits, for as portraits or if it's landscapes or if it's architectural. I really do like the software, and I think it adds a lot to my photographic toolkit. So yeah, the software is definitely going to be something I use a lot. But anyway, like I said, I highly recommend the software. If you do want to purchase it, do check the affiliate link down in the description below. And if you like this video, how about giving me a thumbs up? Thumbs up's always highly appreciated. If you're not a subscriber to my channel yet, please take time to subscribe. Subscribing is free. It's for you. And let you know when I release more videos. Until next time, thanks for watching.